Day 7 at the U.S. Open, where there's no better gathering of sports and of friends. It's the final day to make your mark on pickleball's most unique stage. It's the best players, the best shots, and overall the best party. And it all begins in Naples on CBS Sports, coming up next. Welcome to the Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, powered by Margaritaville, one of the beautiful vacation destinations in our great country, Naples, Florida. Incredible beaches, white sugary sands, and did you know Naples also the pickleball capital of the world, because 1 week a year it's the largest pickleball party here at this event. Tonight's Day 7. We've got men's and women's doubles pro. Great to have you with us, everybody. Drew Fellios, Melissa McCurley from pickleballtournaments.com, and there's also Chad Edwards out of Peak Performance, a pickleball academy here in Bonita Springs. All right, Melissa, so many great pickleball events all over the country. What makes this one so special?
Well, certainly the Zing Zang Championship Court, 60 pickleball courts here, a fan zone, a vendor village, lots of food, tent city. There's 2,190 participants here, 12 countries, 48 states, 91 being the oldest, 9 being the youngest, and $70,000 a purse here.
Chad, this sport has seen incredible leaps and bounds over the past 5 years. What do you expect to see here tonight?
Yeah, well, definitely, with pickleball being a mashup of multiple sports, we're seeing the introduction of different sporting backgrounds, but it's really been the high-level tennis players starting to come over, making their stamp on this game, bringing the power, bringing the finesse, the inside-outs, the earnies. It's exciting stuff.
All right, let's check out men's doubles, sizing up the bracket. Ben Johns and Colin Johns, the brother duo, taking on Jay Devier and Patrick Smith in the semifinals, and then Barr and Stone taking on McGuffin and Newman in the other semifinal. First, there's the Johns brothers. Collin Johns, 6 years older than little brother Ben, and is not afraid to admit, sometimes, Melissa, Ben does carry me, he says.
I'm sure they're a great duo playing here on this championship court for the first time together. They did play Barr and Stone back in February. Barr and Stone beating them in 2, so there is definitely a score to be settled here tonight, Drew.
And their competition is going to be really, really tough. Dekel Barr, one of the emerging stars in this great sport. And then Adam Stone out of Texas. He has had himself a heck of a tournament, taking on McGuffin and Newman. And it was so impressive the way they took care of business.
Yeah, absolutely. And Barr's one of those high-level tennis players that I was talking about. He imposes himself in the middle and just really uses his power and his reach to overpower the opponents.
All right, for more on this great event, let's send it to Rusty of Pickleball Channel. Rusty, what's up?
Thanks, Drew. Pickleball began back in 1965 on an old badminton court on Bainbridge Island, Washington, when some local families got together to create a game that was fun for kids and also adults. With the leadership of Barney McCallum, they created Pickleball Inc. and began selling pickleball sets literally across the world. What started locally has spread from continent to continent, with more and more pickleball coming online every day. It's amazing what started so humbly on this small badminton court has grown into all of this. Welcome to the Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, powered by Margaritaville.
The 2021 U.S. Open Pickleball Championships on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Latitude Margaritaville and Minto. Change your latitude to the active adult paradise of Latitude Margaritaville. By Paddle Tech, official paddle of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. By Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's Sporting Goods. And by Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades, Florida's Paradise Coast.
Beautiful scenery here in Naples. 85 degrees, feels a little bit warmer because of the humidity, but it is shaping up to be an awesome night of pickleball here at Zing Zang Championship Court, not too far away from the beaches. Our players are on the court, and four outstanding ones. Colin Johns on the left, Ben Johns on the right, the #1 player in the world, just 22 years old, going for a quadruple crown here in Naples. And on the other side, their opponents, they are really going to be tough. First, Collin Johns, though, former pro tennis player, did not like pickleball at first, but it has given him a chance to play with his younger brother, Ben. One of the main reasons these two absolutely love the game, and Ben all smiles this week in Naples. He is at the top of his game. On the other side, there's Dekel out of Tel Aviv, Israel. Once played for a Davis Cup representing his home country. Incredible reach, power, and endurance as well. A rising star in the world of pickleball. Adam Stone, meanwhile, out of the University of Texas at Tyler. Professional poker player as well. He'll play some mind games out there, Melissa, and it's a very special day for him as well.
It is. It is his birthday, Drew, and they just sang happy birthday to him here in the crowd. He get a big smile from him.
Game one, time in.
And here we go.
39 years old today, and we are underway here in Naples. First point won by the Johns brothers. Also want to announce monumental night in the sport. The first time ever pickleball has been broadcasted live on network television, and you are a part of history tonight on CBS Sports. Great defense by the Johnses. And there's Ben emphatically, Chad.
Yeah, and that's what we'll see Ben Johns do a lot of. He's going to reach in, he's going to speed those balls up, and once he speeds that ball up, he just stays in the point and stays aggressive.
Point. 3-0-2.
Well, for those of you experiencing this sport for the very first time, Melissa, somewhat like tennis, court very much condensed, and of course that kitchen zone, you cannot step inside that zone.
Yeah, one of the major differences from pickleball from tennis is there is a non-volley zone, so you can't serve in volley. When you serve, the ball does have to bounce back on your side before you can return the ball. So it's a game of strategy, position, purpose, execution.
That non-volley zone is called the kitchen as that ball goes long, and Chad, players will be hovering above that thing all night long.
Yeah, the kitchen is two-dimensional. It's not three-dimensional. So as long as you're behind that kitchen line or that non-volley zone line, you can reach in and take a ball out of the air. However, there is a momentum rule that if you take a ball out of the air, your momentum cannot carry you into the kitchen or touch any part of that kitchen line.
Johns brothers out to a 3-0 lead. We have double side outs here, so both teams have 2 chances to score before the other team can earn a side out and points for themselves.
And I talked about in the opener, Drew, that there is a score to be settled here tonight. These teams played each other at the Florida Grand Slam back in February, and Barr and Stone beat the Johns brothers twice in that tournament. So they're seeking their first U.S. Open pickleball title here tonight.
That one's not coming back. Second serve coming up for Barr and Stone. Colin Johns says tonight, I want to be defensive and give Ben as many bites of the apple as I possibly can give him.
Absolutely, and Ben is the defending champion here, winning last year with Kyle Yates, who is a 4-time U.S. Open men's doubles winner. So tonight, trying to make it extra special, winning with his brother. His sisters are in the audience too. Lily and Hannah are here tonight. It's a family affair.
And that's a little bit long. Yeah, 7 siblings in that family. Heather and Mark, the parents, watching tonight back in Maryland. Oh, they must be proud.
They are, and Colin's the oldest, so he is the oldest sibling out here.
We're going to see a lot of these dink rallies, especially these cross-court dink rallies between Colin Johns and Adam Stone. And obviously we call it dink, something that bounces in the kitchen or is close to the kitchen.
4-1-1. Second serve.
And of course, we're playing best 2 out of 3. Race to 11 in each game.
4-1-2.
4-1 here, game 1, just underway.
And the score is something that, Chad, people really have a hard time understanding when they're first getting into pickleball. What's the easiest as a coach and one of the best coaches in the country that you use to describe how the score is called?
So a lot of the time, the third number is what confuses people, the 1 or the 2. It's easy to understand that it's your score first, your opponent's score second. But that 1 or the 2 is the third number, is whether you're the first server or the second server. Typically starting out, we just worry about the original, the 2 numbers, and then we start introducing that. So the server is interchangeable. It's not, you're not always the first server, you're not always the second server. When the serve comes back, whoever's on that right side will become the first server.
All right, this is the first real hand battle that we have had, and it's won by Dekel. Things will speed up very rapidly as that one sits on the net and comes right back.
Yeah, and Dekel has tremendous reach on the court. He is 6'3".
And he looks like he's about 6'5", too, and the wingspan, Melissa, something to behold.
Absolutely.
How about this?
Oh. And that really gets a round of applause from the crowd.
And obviously, Chad, tremendous hand speed from both of these teams.
Yeah, the key to these fast exchanges is just keeping that swing super short. Ben Johns does a really good job of it. You notice that it's more hand movement than it is a full arm movement. And his hands are lightning fast, so he's able to keep that paddle in front and really accelerate through the ball.
Oh, and he got what he wants. So those dink rallies, Chad, explain what was happening there.
Yeah, so it's actually more difficult to hit the ball soft and keep it down in pickleball than it is to actually hit it hard. So the purpose of the dink, one, they respect each other's power, they respect each other's hands, but
3, 5, 2.
Colin Johns got exactly what he wanted there by putting a ball down to the feet. And that ball popped up. He just got a little big with his swing and hit it into the center of the net.
Side out.
The other...
Side out now. Ben Johns, Colin Johns, 5-3 lead here. Game number 1, Zing Zang Championship Court. History tonight in Naples. First time ever live
5, 3,
on
1.
CBS Sports Network.
Another thing that we're seeing by both teams here is what we call stacking, where it's quite literally putting both players on one side of the court. Barr and Stone are using a hand signal system. Johns and Johns are, while they're serving, they're moving back and forth from side to side. But the purpose of stacking is
6,
to
3,
keep
1.
a specific person on each side of the court. Ben Johns and Dekel want their forehands in the middle. That's where their power is coming from. They can be aggressive in the middle. So that stacking allows the positioning on the court to remain the same.
Oh, and that's just an unlucky break. Hits the net and then hits Colin Johns.
Yeah, and anytime the ball hits your body or before the ball goes out, or where we see there it comes off the net and then hits Colin, obviously it wasn't purposeful to hit him that high on the body.
Oh, 2 in a row for Adam Stone.
Side out. 3, 6, 1.
And the first Ernie attempt from Dekel bar. So Chad, we'll leave this to you. You saw a different step there. What was he trying to do?
Yeah, and we'll probably see both Dekel and Ben Johns try that Ernie. The purpose of the Ernie is to be able to get as close to the net as possible without being in that kitchen. Like I said, the kitchen's two-dimensional. You can jump over the kitchen. And that's what we saw with Dekel bar with that Ernie. And he does an excellent job with the long limbs, the long jump that he can do, jumping over that kitchen, taking the ball above the kitchen and hitting through the ball.
Adam Stone again having his way here in game one.
And let's talk a little bit about how good Dekel bar is. He has recently teamed up with Steve Dekel, winning a medal. Also Matt Wright winning a medal. So he's proving he is a force to be reckoned with no matter who his partner is.
Yeah, I had a chance to see him with Ben Johns in Utah earlier this year. He was dynamic there as well. Within one now, Bar and Stone. And now we are tied at 6.
And that's a rare miss by Ben Johns. Chad, we talked earlier today about the anticipation, almost ESP-like, that Ben Johns has.
Yeah, and what you'll see with a lot of these players is they're reading body positioning, they're reading paddle positioning. They know the type of ball that they're hitting, where the high percentage areas are going. And that's what allows them to be faster to the ball. It's anticipation rather than reacting. There we saw another Ernie attempt. Ben jumped the kitchen. So obviously off to the sideline isn't a part of the kitchen. So being out there, as long as they don't cross the plane of the net, he can take the ball out of the air. Ben Johns missing it just a little deep.
And he was doing a great job keeping Adam Stone back, trying to create an opening, and he just missed it wide.
Each of these players have their own role on the court. We'll see Stone and Colin Johns be more of the defensive players, more of the setup, staying in this cross-court dink. Ben Johns and Bar looking to jump in and really attack a ball that might float or sit up above the net.
Who is going to speed things up here first?
Yeah, all four are doing a great job of keeping a ball unattackable, which is so critical in this game.
Yeah, we may see, as Ben Johns and Dekel bar start crouching on the middle of the court more, we may see either Colin or Adam Stone go behind.
Oh, snuck one on him there.
Speaking of ESP, Chad, you just had a dose of your own.
Yeah, so that's the purpose of that long dink rally. One, to either allow your partner to jump in there, or you draw your opponent into the middle and then set up for that shot behind them while they're trying to be aggressive inside.
And Dekel bar hits wide. So that'll be a side out now for Johns. And Johns, again, you cannot score points unless it is side out to you. You are serving, which Ben will do right now.
That's correct, Drew. There isn't rally scoring in pickleball. You can only score when you are serving the ball. And each side does get two serve chances, except for at the very start of the game.
So for the Johns brothers to get back into this,
still alive here,
this game, they've got to clean up their unforced errors. Start making more balls. Ben's obviously going to be aggressive.
Could feel the pressure on both sides here so far. And another Ernie attempt. Perfect.
And he is just the master at that particular move and shot.
He reads it so well. He'll set it up here by lulling Ben into that cross-court battle, and Ben tried to push that dink a little bit wider. And Dekel was able to jump the kitchen again. And another one.
Oh, Ben mishits this time. We'll see also, guys, a lot longer points this year. A lot of talk on the ball that is being used, a Franklin ball at this 2021 U.S. Open.
Yeah, and the Franklin ball being used here, the Franklin X40, it is a softer ball, so it may play a little bit slower, especially in this heat as it gets warm and softens it up even more. They sold, Drew, 12,000 of these Franklin X40 balls here at the U.S. Open this week.
Goodness.
We've had tremendous crowds here, and of course, with the rain delays, we had 12 hours of rain delays, actually 13 hours.
1 minute.
And right now, Bar and Stone, a 9-6 lead. Good start for the underdogs in game one.
The 2021 U.S. Open Pickleball Championships on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Pickleball Central, the Pickleball Superstore, by Head, official footwear of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, by Margaritaville Hotels and Resorts. Check in and chill out at MargaritavilleResorts.com. And by Skechers Arch Fit footwear featuring podiatrist certified arch support.
Great night here in Naples to be at the beach, and even better, East Naples Community Park for Championship Pickleball, the U.S. Open. Here on CBS Sports Network, Drew Fellios, Melissa McCurley, Chad Edwards, and our phenomenal crew with you. Bar and Stone 9-6 over the Johns brothers.
A great shot down the line. Not an easy shot to get by Dekel, Chad.
No, not especially with how long his reach is, but Colin actually disguised that a little bit. It was a little bit more of a no look, making it look like he was going back cross court and really getting underneath that ball and rolling it over the net.
Now side out back to Colin and Ben. Ben, Colin, the head racket pro, Baltimore Country Club.
Yeah, that timeout definitely has switched the momentum a little bit there. They got two quick side outs, now a quick point. So strategically taking that timeout, it slows the momentum a little bit, allows you to regroup, maybe change up your strategy. We may see Ben Johns try to step it up a level here. Had a couple of uncharacteristic unforced errors.
Oh, right into the net that time.
Yeah, just an unlucky break for Ben Johns. And Chad, look at both of the teams. They have excellent footwork. They have great chemistry on the court, and they're moving side to side like in rhythm.
Yeah, and that's something we call tracking. We're tracking the path of the ball, either our partner's ball or our opponent's ball, trying to cover the high percentage areas of the court, which are down the line and through the middle. So the constant movement there, although
no, you're not the correct server.
We can move too much with unnecessary movement, but it's more of following the ball with the hips, following the ball with the paddle.
Oh, missed serve that time by Ben Johns. And a side out, critical one. Back to Bar and Stone.
9-8.
2 points away here from claiming game number one.
So Ben Johns did a better job there of keeping his paddle in front of his body. The unforced errors that we saw a few points ago when he hit the top of the net, typically that happens when the paddle gets closer to the body or behind the body, and we miss that ball into the net. So another quick side out here. Colin and Ben looking to capitalize on that.
Another opportunity here for Ben and Colin. Back to the dink game.
The other thing we see too, I mean, Dekel, although I think he is taller than 6'3", he's getting down in that athletic position. All four players are in that athletic position, not standing tall.
Oh,
And that was an excellent move by Dekel Bar just a little bit ago, kind of moving in. Ben was hoping to keep him back, but he got in too quickly and was able to take it right at his feet and put it right back over into the kitchen to put himself back in an offensive position.
Yeah, Ben got a very good ball down to Dekel's feet, but he was able to drop that ball back into the kitchen, which allowed him to move up quickly, and then Colin Johns was just a little impatient.
But he had his paddle up and ready for that one.
And you notice that Colin hits a two-handed backhand. He actually had two forehands in tennis. He had a right-hand forehand and a left-hand forehand. So that two-handed backhand is very similar to a left-handed forehand. That right hand and left hand are up on the paddle. Allows him to stay aggressive with a short swing, but also when it comes to defense, it allows you to absorb some of that pace and really control the ball.
Been everything we thought it would be so far. Tied at 9. Just a little wide on the underneath.
Yeah, and I'm always talking about playing with purpose. This is a great example in this game of players playing with purpose, trying to spread the ball around, being patient, and trying to create the right opportunity to get the shot for a winner.
So it'll be game point. Timeout on the court. Ben Johns and Colin Johns serving to Dekel Bar and Adam Stone.
Receiving team, you have 1 timeout remaining. Serving team, you have 1 timeout remaining. Time in 10-9-2.
Game point. Able to fight that one off.
Yeah, so that was an effective use of the timeout that you talk about with the momentum swings. Have an opportunity to get the ball back and keep yourself in the game.
Yeah, it was. Colin Johns did an excellent job of getting them back up to the net, and then Bar finished it by going right into the body of Ben Johns. And we see the opposite there. Colin did the same thing back to Dekel. It's very difficult to counterattack a ball that is right into the hip or right into the paddle side hip to armpit. Those are the areas where it's difficult to get those balls back.
Oh, and what a great shot by Adam Stone, taking that forehand just right down the line, pressing back down the middle for a winner.
And remember, here it is win by 2. So got to get to 12 here if you're Bar and Stone here to take game 1. Oh, right down the middle.
Nicely done by Colin Johns.
And Chad, that often is the most vulnerable place to attack a great team.
Yes. I mean, a lot of the times you will see that ball sped up from underneath the net. But if you are anticipating that, you're looking for that, it's a perfect time to counterattack, because when that ball comes from down up and you attack it, it's going to send it back down.
And here we have an opportunity for a game point.
Another game point here. Adam Stone shaking his head. He'll have to fight it off once again.
So Ben Johns took a chance there. He saw the opening. He just couldn't quite get enough on it to get it past Dekel Bar.
Yeah, and that's one of the downsides of the Ernie. If you don't finish the point when you attempt that, you leave your half of the court wide open.
Need one more here for a side out. Can they fight off another game point here? Stone comes up big.
And this crowd certainly feels it as well. Just behind us here, Drew and Chad, we have a Ben and Colin Johns fan club.
There's a lot of ladies in that crowd right there.
Yeah, so much energy in this area here tonight.
No other place like it.
It is really incredible. That's going to be short.
We refer to it, Drew, as the Super Bowl of pickleball, right here under the big top Zing Zang Championship Court, the famous Zing Zang Championship Court.
You haven't ever been a part of this event, definitely got to be a bucket list thing. And there's Ben Johns again. They'll win side out back and have a chance now to close out the game.
Yeah, we saw Barr and Stone attempt what's called a shake and bake, where Stone knew that Barr was going to be driving that third shot. We're looking for that ball to pop up. Unfortunately, Barr's drive was a little high, and Ben Johns was able to get that ball down into Stone's body.
And he got what he wanted there. He had set it up perfectly. He just dumped it into the net.
Yeah, absolutely. Colin set that up really well. He got behind Barr. Barr's ball wasn't exactly hard coming back.
And there's game one.
Ben Johns and Colin Johns. They get Barr and Stone's best shot, but find a way. 12-10 in game one. One more look at the final point, Chad. What'd you see?
So Johns and Johns cleaned up the game a lot, but they started moving the ball around. Ben inserted himself again into the middle of the court, sped that ball up into Stone's body, and it was anticipating it coming back to then finish the point again.
Men's Pro Doubles underway on CBS Sports Network.
The 2021 U.S. Open Pickleball Championships on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Franklin X40, the official ball of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, by Highlands Leg Cramps. Stop your cramp, not your game. By Zing Zang, America's favorite Bloody Mary mix. And by ILovePickles.org, a place to celebrate all things pickle.
This was just before 7 o'clock, the flag ceremony here at the Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, powered by Margaritaville. Simone Jardim taking part, holding her native flag of Brazil. So the party very much going on, but it's much different this year, Melissa. We'll get into that in just a second. First, our numbers here. Chad, what'd you see? Brought to you by Skechers.
You know, overall, it's relatively close as far as unforced errors, winners, but it's all about the timing of the unforced errors in that match right there. We saw Barr and Stone get ahead, and that's when Johns and Johns were having the unforced errors, and then it kind of switched. So we'll be looking for Barr and Stone to clean it up a little bit here. Maybe move Ben away from the middle of the court.
And just over the net by Ben Johns. Talk about this being a festive atmosphere, Melissa, but obviously much different this year than in past years.
Yeah, much different. They've taken the VIP zone and expanded it. Just across from us used to be a set of bleachers, just to allow people to spread out some more. Also, the bleacher seating has limited seating this year. So doing everything they can to keep safe. I mean, here in the broadcast booth, we have plexiglass between us, and doing everything possible while still trying to create a festive, fun, electric environment that the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships are known for.
How about Dekel Bar here, Chad?
Yeah, that's that long reach that he has, but he's so explosive and so powerful with such a short swing. This is something that we've seen in the last couple of years as this game has developed. The ability to have that soft game, that touch game, but also able to speed it up and to be aggressive.
Is that something that tennis players have a hard time understanding when they come into the game?
Majority of tennis players, when they come over, they're what's known as bangers, where they drive every ball. Like I said before, it is actually more difficult in pickleball to hit the ball softer than it is to be hard, because we've got such a short area. We only have, that kitchen area is only 7 feet from the net on either side. So hitting it soft and making it bounce in front doesn't come easy.
And Stone hits it into the net. Dekel Bar, a former tennis player, Melissa, on the ATP Tour. And in the pickleball world, you have to wonder how many more Dekel Bars are waiting to make the jump to pickleball.
I have a feeling that pipeline is growing, especially as more money is coming into the game. The opportunity to play another sport, even at an older age, if you will. So some folks that may have aged out, and you can age out of tennis at a very young age, coming over and giving their hand in pickleball. I do expect that to increase, continue to increase over the years.
3, 2, 1.
And Drew, this is a stat that I'd like to give. I'm going to do this real quick before the next point. This is just how much the game has grown. Just 6 years ago, the top 2 players in the country were in their late 60s, and there were 2 paddle manufacturers. Now they're over 90 paddle manufacturers, and the best person in the world is 22 years old.
Wow.
And he's on the court right now.
Game definitely getting younger, and Ben John's going to inspire a lot of youngsters coming up, youth, to take part in this sport. I know the tours as well with junior programs now, Melissa.
Right, and he's inspired Leo Chun, who just became the first 9-year-old and junior player to be sponsored by Franklin Sports. I had an opportunity to talk to Leo today, and we will definitely need to be looking out for him. I can see him being pro. He has been a ball boy here, and so I see him being a pro as a teenager.
Point.
And there he is.
There's Leo.
Putting on a show during the timeouts here in Naples. And when you talk about that growth, Melissa, it really is incredible. Look at the participants, 2019 to 2021. Pretty even countries, but amount of games and the prize money getting a lot bigger each year.
Yeah, and the participation, it was even higher this year. We could have even taken higher, but due to COVID, it caused a lot of folks to withdraw. Canadians still having a hard time, those overseas having a hard time being able to travel outside the country. So these numbers are lower due to the pandemic, but it's still an increase, and I expect this number to go up to 3,000 when we're back here in 2022.
Receiving team, you have 1 timeout remaining. Serving team, 2 timeouts remaining. Time in, 5, 2, 2.
Watch it. So we just saw an around the post by Colin Johns. We'll discuss that a little right here in a little bit. See how this point develops.
Still alive.
And I think that was the longest rally we've seen in the match.
That was definitely the longest rally. We saw a couple of resets in there on aggressive balls, but early on we saw Colin hit an around the post. So an around the post happens when that ball is pushed out off the court. It's far enough outside of the net post that you can come around it and catch the court again. It doesn't have to go over the net. It just has to land inside the court.
Point.
And right now, Johns, Ben and Colin starting to pull away just a bit, 7-2, and serving here. So Barnstone seriously need a side out.
Oh. And Adam Stone trying to holler for Dekel, but he was already committed, and with that reach, there's just no pulling back from that ball.
Yeah, and with the speed that ball was coming from Ben, from underneath the net, a lot of the times when you're reaching in for that ball, you can actually hide it behind the net cord, so it makes it you only see that ball once it jumps above the net. So you have a tendency to swing at those out balls.
And Stone struggles to lift it over the net that time. It's 9-2. 2 away here from taking the championship. Now or never for Barnstone.
He just dumped it into the net.
So the longer you stay in that dink rally, the more you start pressing, the more you start hoping not to miss it into the net.
It is championship point here. 10-2. Ben and Colin a point away.
And before we get to our next championship point, I want to make sure that we recognize today's referee on this match, Mr. Derek Prince. He's done an outstanding job all week long with 4,564 matches here this week. And that's an out ball.
So that'll be a point. Pull them within 7. You have some great officiating here throughout the complex.
3-10-1.
Focused.
And Stone has come up just a little short here. Last few points. Second serve.
No pun intended.
Serve now back to the Johns. We've not seen those big forehands, that power game of Dekel here in this second game, Alyssa.
Yeah, and that's made a big difference, I believe. And here we go again with championship point.
And there it is. Ben Johns, Colin Johns embrace here on Zing Zang Championship Court. 12-10, 11-3.
And Ben Johns with his back-to-back U.S. Open Pickleball Championship titles. And that was a shot of his family just then.
So a lot of what we saw was Ben finishing the points, but it was actually Colin that was doing a good job of setting them up, moving the ball around.
Ben Johns, Colin Johns, champions here in Naples. We will crown them when we come back on CBS Sports Network.
The 2021 U.S. Open Pickleball Championships on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Franklin, the official bag of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. By Pickleball Central, the Pickleball Superstore. By U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. And by DecoTurf, the official court surface of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships.
Welcome back to Zing Zang Championship Court. It is time now for our championship coronation. Rusty is standing by. Rusty, take it away.
We're excited to be here with the silver medalists at this amazing tournament. I am joined by silver medalists Dekel and Adam Stone. Congratulations, you guys. And you're going to your presentation. Tamara from Margaritaville is going to bring out those silver medals. Come on out, Tamara.
Not an issue for me. Thank you very much. Much easier.
In addition to that, we have your prize money.
Okay. There you go, Dekel.
Congratulations, you guys. Welcome. It's been a great match. Take care.
Appreciate it.
And next, we're going to bring in our gold medalists.
Want to hold it?
I'm proud to announce, guys over here, Colin Johns and Ben Johns coming in, our gold medalists. Pretty amazing, triple crown. So Tamara with your gold medals.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So while you're getting all your awards, you're going to get your Head Sweats Championships hat. You're going to get your head pickleball shoes and your prize money. But real quick, because we're live, triple crown, what does this mean to you?
Well, it means a lot. As I've said in a couple interviews so far, this is where pickleball started for me 5 years ago in 2016. So getting the best achievement you can at the tournament I started at, there's not really any better feeling.
Congratulations. So let's get those head shoes coming in here. And we're going to get your prize money check real quick. Congratulations, gentlemen. And that triple crown, once again, I want to announce that that's very unique. You're also going to get a special triple crown jacket there. They're going to give that to you.
Wow.
Okay. Does he have to give it
And in
back?
addition to that, you also get this prize.
Oh my goodness. Look at this. He's getting showered with
Wicked
gifts.
Pickle Triple Crown.
I didn't know there was whiskey.
And another check.
I mean, 2 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to have this.